Scorpio. This is going to be a self-love tarot message. These are general readings. If they don't resonate with you this week, please come back next week. Maybe I can help you then. These are self-love messages, and they're designed for spirit to showcase areas where we might be letting ourselves down, or where we're not being authentically ourselves. Part of self-love is accepting ourselves for who we are, and it's hard to do that when we're hiding aspects of ourselves. I do a 6-card spread, and then the 7th card is going to be your message from spirit. I shuffled just a little bit before we started. I think that's pretty good. All right, Scorpio. In the first position, it's going to be how you feel about yourself right now. In the second position, it's going to be something you need to prioritize. In this third position, it's going to be an area where you may consciously or subconsciously be letting yourself down, and Spirit wants you to pick it up. In the fourth position, this is something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge and express for your most, to be seen as your most authentic self, to embrace yourself as authentic. In this fifth position, is going to be something you need to let go of. In the sixth position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge. And then the seventh position, like I said, is going to be your message from Spirit. All right, in this first position, how you feel right now? Oh, Scorpio, you feel like the Prince of Cups. Look at you, being pulled on your trusty dolphin. Nice. This is a message of emotion. The Prince is like the knight, so maybe it's even movement towards feelings of some kind. Have you been in touch with your feelings lately, Scorpio? Water signs. You know how we be. Always tripping. Always. Okay, so maybe you've been in touch with your emotions lately, and now you are moving, making movements, making plans towards movement. In the position that Spirit wants you to prioritize is this Ace of Wands. That Ace of Wands indicates a new, passionate beginning, a start of something fresh. Ooh, what are you going through, Scorpio? You have all these feelings and you're starting this, there's something fresh here. You might not be prioritizing it. Maybe you aren't really super aware of it, or maybe you are aware of it but you're a little bit nervous about it, or maybe it hasn't started yet, but like Spirit wants you to prioritize it. Whatever is coming up, Spirit wants you to acknowledge it and then like prioritize it by dealing with it, right? It's in the prioritize category. Placement, sorry. In the placement where Spirit wants you to acknowledge that you might not be, supporting yourself as much as possible. You might not be giving yourself 100%. We have this Queen of Wands energy. Look at you, Scorpio. Universe is saying that you are a fiery freaking baddie. That you have passion to share. That you have tempered your intuition and you can be in control. Maybe, I don't do love spreads, but I do self-love, okay? And self-love, a lot of people will tell you, is about ourselves and our relationship with ourselves. Of course, it's about our relationship with ourselves, but it's also a relationship with other people. As we grow, we learn habits that every day we give just a little bit of our energy away and we don't get much back. Learning self-love is re-establishing those habits so that instead of just giving away, we're also getting back. So, of course, we have to deal with other people. Also, how can we not deal with other people? I mean, there's other people everywhere, right? So here I see that maybe you have right now these like feelings of whatever, and you want to move forward with these feelings, but you're not exactly sure. Universe is giving you the go-ahead. Universe is saying, hey, I have a fiery, passionate new beginning for you here. And not only do I have that for you, but you have all this fiery, passionate energy of your own, Scorpio. I think you are like the most fiery of the water signs, Scorpio. What Spirit wants you to acknowledge is this level of understanding. Look at that. We have the Ace of Swords. That's 2 aces here. I feel like there is some kind of new establishment, new beginning, new habits or new processes coming, right? And so what the universe wants you to acknowledge now is that you do have the ability to move forward, right? So swords can be ideas, but they're also all this movement. I think that you will be moving forward if you can embrace your own fiery energy. Spirit is saying, hey, ideas have come through. You need to embrace those, acknowledge those, and showcase those to be your most authentic self. Scorpio, I've known a few of you in my day, and I can say that nobody I know lays it on as smooth as a Scorpio. They're just so like smooth, you know, smoother than the cream cheese on my bagel. Smooth. And so I think that, like, if there is a new beginning that you want to take, that there's no, I mean, yeah, it's possible you could be nervous. Anybody can be nervous, even if you're a Scorpio. But I think that you do have ideas about how to get things going. But you have to embrace this energy that, one, the universe has your back, and so you don't have to worry about failing. And two, that you inside are feisty Scorpio, okay? Because the universe is saying acknowledge and showcase this feisty or this movement, okay? That you know what you're going to do. The universe is saying let go of. Now, I wouldn't think that there's something to let go of with the Empress. What could you possibly want to let go of? She's amazing. Look at her. She's abundant in every aspect. She's pregnant. She causes pregnancy. Nurturing. She's a mom. What I think this card is saying is to let go of maybe... not your feminine energy, but there's like too much of it, or like being timid or shy or very girly, just passive, maybe passive. I don't mean to establish that girls are passive. I'm just saying that like some of the behaviors, right? To just be like, oh no, I'll wait for somebody to come to me, right? Like it's always good for the hunter to hunt, but at the same time, like, you know, it's okay to go after what you want too. It really is. It just depends on the time. So I think this is saying just don't be so timid. Let go of timidness and really embrace that Queen of Wands, that fire, that right? That's how I talk to my cat. Okay. So what Spirit wants you to acknowledge in the 6th position, Scorpio. Look at that. The Lovers. Oh, that's such a cute card. In this deck, the Lovers reminds me of the 10 of Cups, because look, there's all that family, right? The family. This is a long-lasting love. This is a love where you each have your own cup and you pour into each other. That's really nice, Scorpio. Okay. We're going to look at the message from Spirit in just a second, but I don't do relationship readings. But like I said, because loving yourself is accepting yourself, and accepting yourself is being yourself, but you can't be yourself like regardless of people around you, right? Because we're all interacting with people all the time. So sometimes love does come up in self-love. And what I see here is somebody who has feelings, but doesn't believe maybe that they'll be reciprocated, or that they themselves cannot carry the passion forward to get into this. And what Spirit is saying is, whoa, pump the brakes on that self-doubt, buddy. What are you doing, Scorpio? Don't talk like that. You're amazing because you have this Queen of Wands. They're saying embrace it. You'd be the Chiquita Banana. You'd just be like, ay, 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 ay. I don't know. I'm just saying that she's super sexy. When I think of like very just like, or Sofia Vergara. For Sofia Vergara. I don't know what her last name is. But she's like, ay, Jay. Like, I just think of like her big bazooms, right? Because of course, bazooms, but that like Latina, that's fiery, that's spicy, and like, you know that like she's gonna love you, but she's also gonna kick your ass if you do something bad. You have that in you. That's what the universe is saying. So acknowledge that. Let go of that more like soft and subtle and like maybe nurturing and flirtatious energy. The universe wants you to acknowledge that this love is for you. You just have to believe in yourself and embrace it. because the universe wants you to know. Universe, this is a card for you. This is a spirit message. It says art and temperance. Yeah. Okay. So if you look right here, well, first off, if you look at the angel, there's both sides to this angel, right? He's got a white and a side, a dark coat. And then here they have the yin and yang symbol, and even the sun is split, right? So when we think of temperance, we think of balance, which comes out a lot of the time as patience. But balance, I think, in this is just finding the balance that's right for you, okay? So we can't all be Sofia Vergara. We can't all be her. I look like this. I'm cute in my own way, of course, and so are you, Scorpio. We're all really cute in our own ways. We have to find our own balance, okay? And part of that is that accepting both aspects of ourselves. So maybe right now you usually are in this more nurturing energy. The universe is saying, spice it up. A little spice, right? That's what the universe is saying. It's saying that you can embrace that spice and still be you. You're like a Powerpuff Girl. Sugar. Spice, right? It's all the aspects. It's that duality. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to get at. The yin-yang symbol. I talk about it all the time because it's totally true. Balance in the universe. Good and bad. Light and dark. Energy. I'm going to carefully shuffle these. I'm so scared. I don't want them to bend. They're so beautiful the way they are. Sort of... Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so we said for the Prince of Cups, I'm going to go ahead and clarify. I'm going to use the Shamanic Healing Oracle deck. They're beautiful. I'll show you them as we go. Honoring your energy. Okay, so if there's feelings you have, you shouldn't worry about whether or not they'll be reciprocated. Okay, so we don't have feelings for other people. One of the most amazing inventions that God or Allah or I don't really know who created the world in Indian folklore or Indian mythology, but whoever created the world, or even just the universe, or even just energy or whatever, what was my point? I'm sorry, I got lost. Even if you don't believe in all of that, or even if you know, you don't believe, I don't know why you'd be watching a tarot video. I think that's what caught my attention, was like, why are you going to say all this? If they didn't believe any of that, they wouldn't be watching. That's a good point. Okay, I'm sorry. So we said this, if you have this Prince of Cups energy, you want to share these emotions, right? Oh, that's what I was going to say. Okay, honoring your energy, right? That's what I was going to say. The greatest thing that God or whoever created the universe or whatever did was to create us separate. The beauty of us being separate is that we all have our own minds. We all have our own hearts. We all have our own thoughts. So none of us are the same. And when we share our feelings, it's not, I mean, yeah, of course, we hope that someone will reciprocate those feelings. But it's not to get feelings back. It is because we have those feelings. And to hold on to them would be toxic, right? So think about trying not to laugh, how hard that is. That's really hard. And when you're sad, think about how hard it is to like think about something else, or try to not feel sad. When you're really, really, really tired, which is also a feeling. I mean, it's not like an emotion, I guess. Tired, sad, tired, same thing kind of. But holding them back, or being afraid or too timid, even if you get rejected, that would suck, truly, it would. But you expressed the emotion. You had the feeling, which you can't help, and then you expressed it. You're already a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, fried chicken dinner, chicken fried steak, because you're honoring your own energy in that moment. You're just being authentic with yourself. You're being truthful with who you are. There have been plenty of times where I put myself out there, even me, as cute as I am. Look at this girl, like, hello. Oh my gosh. There have been plenty of times where I put myself out there and I've been rejected, but rejection is just a word. It's not good or bad. It's just a tool. When you're rejected from something, it means that thing is not for you, and you don't have to worry about it so much. So if you have emotions or feelings to put out there, don't worry. Don't worry. you being able to acknowledge those emotions and then express them is already a lot farther than most people can get on their own. Again, winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Chicken fried steak. Okay. Past, present, and future. I 100% guarantee this. I really, really do. Because this could be a pattern that is repeated, right? Because we talked about how learning self-love is undoing those patterns where we constantly give away our energy or our love and we get nothing in return. I talk about the 2 cups, right? If this cup is what I have and this cup is what you have, and I'm constantly pouring what I have into your cup runneth over, whereas my cup runneth empty. And so if you're constantly in this timid energy or you're not willing to share your emotions, well, you can't establish a relationship like that, because nobody wants to establish a relationship with somebody who's not pouring into their cup. But also, that can transcend relationships. So here we're saying, here the universe is telling you that if you have this energy to put into a relationship, don't be timid or shy. And that's going to help you. Even if you get rejected this time, even if like you're really in love with Eddie and you're like, oh my God, Eddie, I really, really love you. And he's like, oh, who are you? And you're like, but Eddie, like we've worked together for 4 years. And he's like, oh yeah. Okay, right. So Eddie has to go, obviously. But you put yourself out there, which means the next time you try, it should be less difficult, not more difficult. It'll help you in the future. We said you had this Ace of Wands, which if there is this energy you want to put out there, the universe is telling you, bless you, that it's got your back. There is a passionate new beginning, fiery energy for you, just waiting. What I love about the aces is in the traditional deck, it's just that hand extending from the universe, offering you something. But you could walk past it if you don't want it. Here, I personally, because of the spread, think that you do. And so the universe is saying, hey, you know that thing that you want? You know, the thing that you're passionate about? Go after it. I've got your back. Go. Sorry. So let's see this Ace of Wands. Union of Souls. Well, I don't know what that means to you. I usually get the sense of like Horcruxy ideas, but because of the cards around, this could be a reunion of souls. It doesn't have to be soulmates, it doesn't have to be, you know, twin flame or anything like that. It's just that maybe somebody is coming back into your sphere that you've dealt with in the past. With these emotions doesn't always have to mean love, you know. This could be like you want to kick somebody's butt, but they're the lovers at the end. Frenemies? I'm just kidding. But this reunion of souls, like it doesn't have to be romantic in nature. Like it could just be like anything. I always worry that people get too like locked in on that. Because a lot of the time, most of the time, especially the spreads I read, it's really reintegration of yourself. Discernment. So like I said, with the traditional tarot deck, that aces are always just being held out. They're an opportunity. And it's up to you to decide if that's an opportunity that you want. But I feel like you do know. So the time for discernment is over. You figured out what you wanted. Now it's really about going after it and using this passionate Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Wands is somebody who knows what she wants. She's integrated her passion. She's integrated her intuition. She's sure of herself. She's also like a baddie. Look at her. Goodness, I want those boots. I want those abs and that hair. Gosh, okay. The universe wants you to integrate that. Now, I know that she's a fire sign, but the universe wants you to ground yourself. And that to me is always reminiscence of earth energy, right? So even here you see it has the sun, has the trees. Go outside, spend time. If you are not yet in this fiery Queen of Wands energy, easily you can. I was just talking about this. Spending time with yourself, like really listening to yourself, is the best way to figure out what it is you want. And so if you have all this passion and you're not sure where to put it, well, sit down and take time with yourself. What is it that you would want? What is it that would be cool for you? What else do you want to do? Right? But the universe is saying that the clarity is yours, and you need to acknowledge this clarity and showcase this for your most authentic self, so people around you can see, and so that you can grow. Because if you have ideas, okay, so say You dated Ed, E, or whatever we said his name was, Eddie. And Eddie was like, meh. So Eddie's gone now, and you want to go after somebody else. And you've been liking Brian now for like 2 weeks. And you think, I know exactly how I could get Brian's attention. I know that Brian likes muffins, and I know that Brian likes coffee. So I will accidentally get the wrong kind of coffee. It's kind he likes. He already told me he liked it. And I'll bring it in and say, hey, do you want like this extra coffee? They like totally made me wrong and gave me both. And it just happens to be something he would enjoy. Oh, and then I did get a muffin for later, but we could share that together. Okay, so whatever your idea is for Brian, you have that clarity. Now the universe wants you to do something about it. In fact, all of this to me is just movement forward. Getting out of like some kind of insecurity, thinking that you can't have something. Universe is telling you you can if you want it. New day. I think this is about new habits, building new beautiful habits, and gaining the love that you deserve, Scorpio, by being creative. I think that's interesting. Sometimes I pull this creativity card and it doesn't even go with my spread, and I'm just like, I'll make it fit. But like here, because it's saying that you have these ideas, you've become creative. Whatever your creative idea for Brian is, bring it on. Universe is saying there's that opportunity for you right there. Okay? So I don't think this is so much a love spread. I think this is so much of like a bravery, a confidence spread. We said that you need to let go of that nurturing energy. You need to step out more into that baddie role. And that's like even if you're a boy or a girl. Boys can be timid too, and that's beautiful. You be whatever you want, baby. Don't let anybody try to hold you or strong arm you into like some patriarchal idea of what masculinity should look like, because you don't need that toxic kind of energy in your life, Libra. Nobody does. Anyway, what they're saying though is that sometimes you might be timid or shy or a little insecure. Release that. Let it go. You are 100. You're 100%. You are what somebody else is dying for, what they've been looking for, what they've been craving for, what they've been thinking about since they were 8 years old. That's what you are, okay? But even for somebody like that, sometimes we have to come out of our shell. Sometimes we have to embrace that baddie, and we go up to freaking Brian and we say, hey Brian, I know you like that band and like they're in town. Which is one of those that really fucking never happened. I'm so sorry, but I just get frustrated because like a band has never come to my town. Never. That happens in like every movie. So okay. But whatever your plan is, you need to embrace that energy. Get out of this like timid. Stripping illusions. Okay. Sometimes we think we have to behave in a certain way. Sometimes we think that because, boys are boys, you can't approach them. Or we think because girls are girls, you have to treat them a certain way. Like, those are just illusions. Those are just ideas that we have. Maybe Brian doesn't like concerts. Maybe Brian likes baking exposés. Oh my freaking goodness. If your name is Brian and you like baking exposés, please call me. We will go to one together, I swear. But just like this idea that you have to be a certain way. We're stripping those ideas. Integration, that's beautiful. That's kind of what the art and temperance is about. The spirit message. So it's not saying that you can't be nurturing. It's not saying that you can't be the empress. You can 1000% be the empress and still also have that baddie energy. We're multifaceted beings. We can be all kinds of ways. What do they say? A lady in the streets, but a freak in the bed. I'm just saying, don't be shy or anything. I can't even see you. I don't even know who you are. But when I talk about sex, people tend to get ugh. But sexual energy is literally just another part of who we are, what we enjoy. You can be multifaceted. You can be a good-natured, sweet person on the outside. But when you get into the bedroom, you like to wear latex and have whips. You could be whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I'm not in your bedroom. As long as whoever's in there with you is consenting, I don't care. But it's just this integration. You can have multiple aspects to yourself. Don't even worry about it, Scorpio. And people honestly expect it from you. If you're a Scorpio and you're just out there being shy and timid, I'm sure the most people who meet you and they're like, what? Like that. Have you seen that meme now or the TikTok about Caillou? Meow. What? I should make that meme about Scorpios. Okay, because the universe wants you to acknowledge, okay, universe wants you to get rid of this idea that you have to be a certain way, but they do want you to acknowledge that, that there's no right way to have a family. Oh, I love that, right? Because it's not just the lovers, it's the lovers and the 2 children and their pet eagle and their pet lion and this bumblebee looking egg thing. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a snake wrapped around an egg. My bad. And Cupid. Cupid is also there. There's no right or wrong way to have a family, okay? There's no right or wrong way to fall in love. There's no right or wrong person to fall in love with. I hate that argument. You know, like when we watch Mulan, and everyone goes, "Oh, well, Shang was attracted to her when he thought that she was a man, so that makes him gay." Like, you really do understand that, like, gender exists on a spectrum, and we just make it up, and our understanding of sexuality, like, isn't even connected to gender even remotely. But, like, you know what? Go off. It's fine. He liked her because he liked her. So there's no right or wrong way to love somebody. There's no wrong or right person to love unless that person is physically or emotionally abusive. In that case, that person is the wrong person to love. Move aside. But if you are a guy and you start thinking that one of your homies is real hot, like, that's okay. You can think that. Oh my gosh. And then if you tell him you think that, because hopefully you don't stalk him or be weird, but if you're just like, "Hey, by the way, you're real hot. You want to touch each other later?" And he's like, "Nah, bro." That's fine. But if he's like, "Oh my god, I always thought you were hot," well, then you just gained a new kissing friend, right? This is fine. It's just whatever. Okay, so if this is saying to be less feminine, really put in that, like, danger or, like, that more spice, right? That's fine. Okay, that's totally fine. This person's probably going to love you regardless of your spice. But I just indicated in this new beginning, so with this card and the lovers, I do feel like love is here for you. I just feel like this is the energy you need to get out of a little bit. It changes. That wheel coming for you, Scorpio. Changes. This looks really great. And then what universe, the spirit message is saying is that temperance, right? The art of temperance. That balancing, that sense of duality, okay? So in no way am I saying to ditch your feminineness or to amp up on the vixen or dominatrix or even the masculine energy. What I'm saying is just to integrate both aspects of yourself, because Spirit is saying those things are already here. They're already here. They just need to come out, embracing those aspects, right? Omens. Maybe you understand what I'm talking about. Maybe you think, man, you know, I get signs about that all the time. I'm always hearing from everybody that, you know, I can just be who I want to be. I can just be who I want to be, or I can do what I want to do, or I can just act the way I want to act. You know what makes me kind of jealous now? You've seen Gen Z, right? How they run around. They all have, like, crazy color hair. They have, like, piercings in every single hole, and they're all just talking about how, like, I'm a switch, and calling people daddy, and just they just have no. There's just no restrictions on them. The same as, like, there have been for generations. Like, people can be openly trans. That's a thing now. No shade, no hate. Like, that's a thing now. You can just be open about yourself. You can be bisexual, and that's totally fine. I understand that in a lot of places it's not still totally fine, but these things are openly discussed now. I follow this Summer Luck. Oh, this beautiful trans girl. She's so sweet. Like, she just does all these things about how, like, she would talk to you if she was your brother or your sister. It's beautiful. But that's, like, an open thing. I get jealous sometimes of that, because growing up, being older, there were a lot of things that we were told were inappropriate, or we just didn't talk about, or, you know, you just kept to yourself. So it's going to be easier for people in Gen Z to be open about their sexuality and find partners that match with them, right? So I get jealous sometimes about that. And maybe you see that. Maybe you see those aspects of yourself that you want to let go of or act on being portrayed in other places, and you think, oh, I wish that was me. There's your sign. There's your sign. There's your sign. Acting on those things, right? Whatever is inside of you, actually letting it out, that's an act of self-love. That's an act of self-acceptance. By saying, okay, part of me is a dominatrix. Okay, that's just part of who I am. I've accepted that. Doesn't make you less than you. Just makes you, just, like, allows you to act another part of yourself. Imagine saying, oh, there's so many colors, but I only can like gray. That'd be boring. That'd be boring. It'd be so boring. It'd be so boring. So embrace gray and red and pinks and blues and blacks. I love blacks and purples and greens and blues. Dare I say blues and yellows and oranges. There's so many aspects of ourselves. Accepting those aspects of ourselves and being authentic with those aspects of ourselves. Self-love. Self-love. That's what it is. Okay. So overall, Scorpio, what I got for you was maybe there's a sense or a lack of security or confidence here, because it says that you have these emotions you want to bring out, and universe is giving you the go-ahead twice. It wants you to move more into this fire, Queen of Wands energy, and a little bit away from this like nurturing sort of energy, a little bit away from this like super feminine energy. Or, understand that you can be feminine and Queen of Wands at the same time. Like, very passionate. You could be both of those things. Those are two aspects that you can have. And the universe is saying that love is coming for you, but you need to integrate both of those things. Okay? Well, I hope this helps, Scorpio. Have a good day.